So, I decided today that it is story time, and today's story is going to be about when I went to a bank earlier this week. Went to the bank. My dad had added me to a bank account, like it was the family bank account, like whatever, in case like I blow my leg off or something. And it's a little bit of money there, just in case that I can maybe have enough money to sew it back on on an American hospital. It'll cost me as much as the leg itself. However, I would still have a leg, which kind of is. I mean, like that's what Americans do. Like, if they're gonna charge you the value of your leg. Are you crazy? They're not gonna let you have that shit for free. Anyways, so when I went there, it was me, my sister, and my dad, because my sister was already co-signed, and like by that logic, she also had to be at the bank just to make sure everything's kosher, that no shit is getting stolen. So we sit down. Why? Average fire quote. This is actually a very good player, and he joined my lobby, and he's a good friend of mine, so I put him on my team. So that's why. Anyways, so we sit down, we go through the process, right? They ask for my name, my social security number, which I have memorized by now, so I didn't even have to pull out the piece of paper, and then after that, like I get added to it all, and she says, "So do you have a credit card?" And I was like, "No, in fact, I do not have a credit card." And like when this happens, you can almost always tell where it's going, right? It's like somebody at a bank asks, "Do you have a credit card?" I mean, everybody can sniff out the cell here. And so I was like, "Oh, I don't have a credit card, but I'm not interested in it." But like, and she's like, "I think it's very important. You have to start building credit now to get a house and to raise a family." And I'm just like, "Bro, I'm going to college." I'm still a child with a label adult on me. It is not complicated here. I am not trying to impress anybody by saying, "Oh, look at this! I have 800 credit scores. It is huge. It is massive. I have the best credit score you've ever seen." If you try to find a better credit score, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. There's no other credit score that even compares to mine. And so at this point, my dad, who was just trying to get through the process of getting added to this freaking bank account, was like, no, he's not. We're not here for that right now. But she's like, no. You don't understand. It is super important that he gets a credit card. And at that point, even my sister. Now, my sister wouldn't exactly call her an argumentative person, right? When it comes around to arguing with people, she's like, eh. Like usually she'll just be like, okay, if somebody's gonna be, I think they just failed the course. If somebody's gonna be stupid. That's allowed. That's allowed. If somebody does something silly, that's whatever, right? They can hold their incorrect beliefs. Like it's like people who think the door sniping meta in rank right now is cool. Like it's just objectively an incorrect belief, but like you can't stop them from being silly. And so even my sister was just like, bro, my little brother right now not interested, right? Like. In fact, he's the opposite of interested. In fact, debit cards are kind of based because you can't get into debt with them, and and she still was pushing it. So at the end, my dad was like, "We're not here for this. Please stop asking." And it was just kind of an experience because like this is literally just gonna be the rest of everybody of our lives, right? You go to anywhere, and then they just try to sell you shit. And now, I feel bad for anybody who on the internet who doesn't have an ad blocker, right? Because I imagine it's like the same type of shit. Like you go in any store or anywhere where you're just trying to do something, like literally anything. Like you just try and show up and be like, "Hello, I would like this sock, please." And then the person goes, "Yes, this is a very nice sock. But have you seen our collection of gloves? Gloves are in fact very much like socks. In fact, they're so much like socks that they cover your hands, and they keep your hands warm, much like how they keep your feet warm." And it's just like, my brother, I'm out of socks right now because I didn't want to do my laundry. I just want to take my socks and leave. I have gloves, and right now I don't need gloves. But they're like, "Oh, but this is pristine," and it just kind of blows my mind. And like, this isn't even a problem just endemic to the U.S. Because I mean, like, hey, I'm a big European guy. I've spent my time there. And that is also like somewhat of a problem there. Like I mean actually I say this is somewhat of a problem, but my most vivid memory of this is when I was at an American retailer. Is H&M American? I feel like it is. Wait, hold on. H&M country of origin. Sweden. No, I guess the Swedes are the trolls. Okay. Anyways, I was H&M. We also have H&M here in America, which makes it automatically American. Because I mean, hey, if it's here in America, that's automatically American. Yeah, I guess that makes IKEA also American. But you know what I mean. So, and it's just a grim outlook for the future. Like AI, the heat death of the universe, and all that other stuff. Screw that. Screw that. That shit is cake and potatoes to compared to people pissing me off by trying to sell me things. And this guy also do a course swing. There was a double. I mean, this guy's attempted course swing and died. This guy looks like he did a course swing and succeeded. That is impressive. But I also feel like people trying to sell me shit is like the most like dishonest thing that somebody can do. Because it turns our relationship, any sort of relationship, into something from just be like, hey, I like you because you exist, right? We kind of hit it off. You dislike pedophiles, I dislike pedophiles. Jeffrey Epstein, big downvote, and we get along. And then they're like, okay, well, you dislike pedophiles, right? Okay, so why don't you give me some money or buy my product that helps catch pedophiles? This is the CCTV cam number 732. And in fact, it has a pedophile meter that detects when pedophiles are in range. So then you can catch even pedophiles at your neighbor's house. And it's just like, my bro, I thought we were just discussing it. I now want to go 30 feet away from you because you just tried to just sell me something. And like it is different. It is especially actually this is actually another point. Especially when it comes to like content creators, right? As a flesh and blood content creator myself, I don't even have a business email. Now I'm sure my channel is just too minuscule for anybody to even care even if I did have one. But like I just feel like it's so dishonest because I mean I don't like the product. Like if somebody's selling me the product, it's like the Raid Shadow Legends product in gaming videos, where it's just like, if it's truly the exciting thing you say it is, why aren't you just making videos of it? Like I feel like if products are good, they're gonna naturally make their way into like into people's content because they are solid products, and people are like, yeah, this is pretty solid, I'm pretty happy with this company, and I want this company to succeed. Because companies that make good products at decent prices should succeed, and be able to beat their competition. And then there's like, and then there's advertisements, which is make it, or sponsorships, which makes it feel so icky. I feel like that's the best way to describe it. Anyways, I do not want to collapse here. Yeah, got some full longs as well. What does Firework do? Okay, Firework is... I actually don't... I imagine he's bottom base, because that's the only base that isn't just coping. Yeah, he actually wouldn't build that. Yeah, he's definitely bottom base. So that is recently what happened to me. And, like, I don't know. I'm not just like, oh my god, capitalism is so bad. Like, I like capitalism. Look, I'm as big fan of capitalism as the next American, right? I like the fact that I can go out to a shopping mall and get, like 3 shirts for the price of 1 hour of minimum wage labor. Like that shit pretty based. If I couldn't make 2 shirts in an hour, I couldn't even make it 2 shirts in a year if I tried. Like just from scratch, just for me. And definitely not at the quality that the shitty $5 shirts at the supermarket are. So, I'm a big fan of capitalism because of that. However, the culture behind capitalism, not a big fan of. The whole idea of, sitting there, going to work and just being like, well, my employer provided me work, so clearly I have to worship them as a god. And also, they are my family. And as my family, I clearly should work very, very hard. Because, they provide for me. And like, it is a little bit icky. And also, yeah, also the, like, work culture at companies are also icky to me. Whenever I see, like, Amazon employees or Amazon managers being, promoting family values among the team and doing morale boosters instead of just like paying their workers more. Like, hey, if you pay me enough, I'm gonna work quite hard because I'm gonna be like, this is a significant amount of money that I would not want to lose access to. In fact, I'm a big fan of this money, and please, this money is so great that this is all I need in life, and I'll work to the bone for whatever amount of time you allot me. And then after that, I'm gonna go home and enjoy the money, or more likely, I'm gonna save it and then retire early because you paid me such an obscene amount of money. But it's just the other shit in between, which is just like, so we're gonna make like a 400% profit off you. However, it's not enough. You see the shareholders. The shareholders have to make even more money, and so that means we have to raise prices on the consumer as well. And it is just frustrating. It is just frustrating. And I don't know. Now I'm starting to sound like a European, right? Just being like, oh yes, lack of regulation. If only Visa and MasterCard had a cap on what they could charge to stores, then everything would be around 3% cheaper. And like, I guess the Europeans in the comment section are going to be gloating and be like, haha, the European Union actually regulates this shit. And like, yes, you do. But that also means that you guys aren't just, your venture capitalists aren't willing to throw around like billions of dollars just to see if a a robotic mouse can attract cats to kill, right? Like, because there's less likely to be profitable, because the evil government's gonna come in. Oh, is that gonna kill? Yeah, nice. The evil government's gonna come in and just go, you're making money, huh? Well, more like regulated. Get out of here. So I mean, like, give and take, I guess. And well, it's more of the working class who have to give. And but eventually we do get cool products. And the most unfair part about it, honestly, is that the Europeans just get the products anyways. Europeans could just use the MasterCard, but they didn't invent it. The Europeans could use all kinds of American technology, and they never really invent all of it. They just get it. They're like, oh, American technology, you guys invented, bring it over here, and then we can just tax it. Like, we don't have to invest in inventing ourselves. We don't need that shit. We have you guys. And then we provide for your military. Actually, the Europeans... I think I'm starting to become a conservative here. Europeans are actually just freeloading off of us Americans. Why do I have to make the sacrifices of having an economic system that promotes innovation so that the Europeans can freeload, huh? Yeah, this is the true questions that need to be asking. Oh, the goddamn Germans. Just freeloading off of my hard American labor. I have to pay taxes into a military and get no social benefits. Well, they just get to sit back, relax, have my military defend them, and then they just cheat. And then they get like socialized housing and healthcare and public transportation and good schools. It's honestly a scam. It's a scam. Like, America's exploiting the world? Don't think so. I think it's actually that the Europeans are... maybe this was the plan all along. So the Europeans knew that they would get replaced by higher powers, and instead they made the stronger power just still give money to them out of respect, to keep them on their side. I see. It is the it is true supervillain plan here from the evil Europeans that need to be cut out of the NATO framework to save my tax dollars. Because imagine how much my taxes would go down if we didn't defend Germany, huh? Imagine. Like, I would just show up each day, and my tax would be like down like a whole ass percent. Like, instead of like 13%, it would be 12%. And then I would be like, man, I'm really wealthy right now. I understand that that it's rough that the Latvians are getting invaded by the Russians again, but man, does the tax break feel good. Like, I feel like, or maybe instead we could use that money to fund, like, healthcare or something. Like, imagine that. That would be amazing. But no, instead we have the current system, or it just sucks. Or the Europeans, it doesn't suck for the Europeans. Which just makes like, my sister's always constantly trying to convince me to move to Europe. Maybe I should just listen to her. Like, if the Europeans could keep getting away with it, I will just leave to Europe. Like, that just seems like a better idea. Just go to Europe. And then sit around while the Americans protect my land, and then I get reclaim their top place piece. Looks like the enemies are complaining about their own teammates. Well, that is a fair criticism. This guy, is he playing in the base instead of going back up here? Ooh, that's rough. I always hate when my teammates come in and start freeloading off me like the Europeans. But yeah, my sister, big avid fan. She lives in Vienna. So as a great Viennese person, she's always talking about how great it is and how I should move there, and how that the U.S. whenever she's here just seems like a dystopia where everything's annoying, and she has to like ask people to get around and get an Uber. Like, they don't have Ubers in Europe. They have public transport. I wonder if they can make public transportation for like delivery food services like DoorDash. Actually, I think that would be a smart idea. Just get like start carpooling sandwiches. Man, that seems like a genius idea. Now see, the funding for that idea I could never get in Europe, because they would be going like, that's a stupid idea. That's too much consumerism, and then Americans would be like, oh my god. Or venture capital would be, oh my god, is this the next billion-dollar company to replace DoorDash? But the thing is that DoorDash would immediately just steal the idea, right? And after they steal the idea, they would then sue me for stealing their idea, and it would be over. Which, I mean, another great patriotic thing about the American system is our justice system, one of the best in the world, where where pretty much whoever has more money wins, which is just, you know, just the exact way everybody likes it, like, right? Like, I mean, I like to suppress the poor as well. It's amazing. I've got nothing on me. My slightly middle class person, or maybe I'm just gaslighting myself in the middle class. I was actually born into a lower class family, because like I watched like I watched a YouTube video. Oh yes, it's a great source. Like whenever somebody says that, I immediately discard anything that they say, because I'm just like, okay, bro. Well, if somebody's doing the thinking for you, then maybe it's not so solid. And you know, it says that like most middle people who were born to middle class families are no longer middle class, and then like they're just gaslighting themselves into thinking they're middle class, and they're in fact poor, and it's terrible. Well, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. Anyway, I think I went on a bit of a rant there. However, I'm pretty happy with that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe I'll catch you next one. See ya. I'm Clown Air at this game. I'm the host, of course. Zero Ping. I'm Mason.